You know what? I'm gonna risk this. Why not? You know what I mean? Maybe he will get everything he needs. Okay. So let me... I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. He will lose everything he has on his graveyard, but I did not do the math. Clearly did not do the math on this one. I have no idea how this went to a 33-35. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be another deck tag, and it's a standard deck tag. Basically, what this deck wants to do is you will have some very early creatures like Cecil, Llanowar Elves to help you ramp up, and Pawpatch Recruit to just, put the fear of God in your opponent. And then you want to make those very small creatures huge. How do you do that? Well, Brako gets bigger every time the most powerful creature of your opponent dies. Vigo, you can transform Vigo from a 3-3 to a 5-5, plus it has graveyard recursion. When it enters, you can turn a creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard immediately to the battlefield, so you can get a Pawpatch Recruit, Llanowar Elves, or a Cecil. You have Dark Confidant to help you out with a little bit of card draw, and then you have Frenzied Ballast to prevent your creatures to be countered and combat damage to be prevented. I know I repeated myself a little bit, but you get the idea. How do you do that? How do you make them huge? Well, apart from Brako that has that built-in ability, apart from Vigo that you can transform and make him a little bit bigger, and apart from Cecil that once you get to half of your starting life total, it transforms into a 4-4. You have cards like Innkeeper's Talent that will put counters, and then when you get to level 3, you'll put double the counters on a target creature. Also, it gives ward to the creatures that you have with counters, and then you have, as a wrap-up, Oro, Boroid, fantastic. This card is really the MVP of the deck, and you probably saw that on the short. I'm pretty sure I know what short I will put on the video, but you'll see some pretty interesting games where Ouroboros really shows a lot of power and makes everything on the battlefield huge and closes out the game for us. So if you add the Innkeeper Talents counters to Ouroboros and also the Pawpatch's Recruit abilities, if you put the counters on Ouroboros, everything will be huge, quick, simple and easy. Now, how do you get to the part where Ouroboros, Innkeeper's Talent, Brako and everything else is active and ready to kill your opponents with a lot of removal? So you have 2 strategic betrayals to deal with mainly your opponent's graveyard. You have 4 Bitter Triumph, 3 Shoot the Sheriffs. Also, if you're playing against, let's say, a token deck, Maelstrom Pulse, for example, will be fantastic. And you have one card that's kind of like a board wipe, but with the disadvantage that you also lose life. And in the final thoughts, I say that this is probably the card I would remove. If you get to the final thoughts, you'll understand why. And Villainous Wrath, if you're playing against very heavy go wide, a lot of creatures deck, because not only it will destroy all creatures, it will make your opponents lose life equal to the number of creatures they control. So it's a very good card, and you'll see that as well. I also added one Through the Omenpaths just in case we are in a position where we're not getting a lot of luck with the draws. This might be helpful. Lands, we're running 22. This deck doesn't need a lot of lands to run, but you'll see that during the gameplay. This was the intro. This is a very fun deck. You'll see us ramp up, I think, twice. We are in a lower rank, but it will help us get to a slightly higher rank. So hope you enjoyed the video. Just throwing it out there. Next Monday will be my birthday. This is my birthday month. Yes, I celebrate all month, and we're still on the road to our 300 sub goal. So if you guys want to give me a little early birthday present, please subscribe. And I'm not gonna bore you more with this. Let's just get into the games. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck. It's different, I guess. It's not that different, it's a Golgari deck with Brako, basically a basic Golgari shell. I mean, I'll have a little bit of stuff to do on turn 2 if our opponent gets too crazy. Okay, so it's a life gain deck. I will just pass turn. Obviously, there's no point in doing anything right now. I will just chill for a little bit. Now, everything that's like an essence channeler and an do I want to kill it? I think I do. Now we'll actually pay 3 life because Brako is very susceptible to dying quite easily. To be frank, but the sheriff is pretty good, especially with cards like Sheltered by Ghosts and stuff like that. So yeah, Brako will be important to kind of try and hold on our opponent's first. Yeah, there we go. Sheltered by Ghosts. Nothing unexpected, let's be honest. Our opponent is going all out, but I'm gonna have to do the Maelstrom share. Well, actually, no, I can just kill the Interland Sanctifier and get my Brako back, because I was going to Maelstrom Pulse the okay, Leyline of Hope. That's fine. I can take 6 at this point because I'm going to kill both of my opponent's creatures in just one go. Now, will you have 0-point ballad is actually decent, but I am going to attack just because I have shoot the sheriff. If not, I would probably most likely let Brako stay back. Oh, that's beautiful. You gotta love this. You gotta love this. Now we have a nice body there to block. Not shoot the sheriff, unfortunately, but we'll see. So that does nothing for our opponent, which is fantastic. And it's very easy to kill. And we got our first win. So this is pretty much what the deck wants to do, you know, hold out until it has enough power on the board. I'm in gold tier 3, which is not like a super high rank, but I started at the lower silver tier. I haven't been playing that much ranked because I've been trying out a bunch of different decks. But with this deck, I managed to quite easily get to gold tier 3. So I'm going to see if I can get to at least gold tier 1 for the video. If not, well, we'll see how this goes. Let's get into another one. So let's see if we can go 2 for 2 on video. Obviously on video, you know, I've lost with this deck. I will keep because I have 2 colors, but this is not the ideal hand, not even close to it. But with Patchwork, Paw Patch Recruit, and well, now 2 Innkeeper's Talents, this might be something interesting, you know. Next turn we can Multiversal Passage by 2 life and either Bitter Triumph depending on what our opponent plays, or Innkeeper's Talent. Okay, so this is going to be a control matchup, I guess. So we will now probably steal Innkeeper's Talent. Maybe try and get ready for the next couple of turns. Who knows? Maybe we can. Bitter Triumph will help with the demon, which is fantastic. No lands, so this is a pretty heavy removal deck, so I'm just gonna try and do this, you know, like next turn I'll put Cecil on the battlefield, or try to at least. We'll see what happens. Okay, I could do this, but our opponent will just take out the Llanowar Elves and we will have no creatures there. I will go with Cecil either way. Let's see. You know, because I'm gonna make Cecil big. And it has Ward 1. So our opponent needs to be careful with that. But I'm sure he has something. Okay, that sucks, but that's not like the worst thing that could have happened, right? The worst thing that could have happened is exactly what's happening, and that is we cannot get a goddamn land. Okay, so we have a 6/6. I will land our elves and I will Cecil. This is very dangerous, man. Very, very dangerous. Just basically because our opponent clearly he has a lot more land than us, right? He can get the 6/6 demon, which means we will have to Peter Triumph, discard one of the Brakos, most likely. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that's what he did. We're losing some life finally. So we have 4 land right now. We need to be the Triumph. That's period, point blank period, and discard one of the Brakos. Sorry. We still have 2. I will not. I'll attack with those 2. No, I'll let that one stay back. I need the 6 life. Our opponent will just take it. We will transform Cecil most likely. Oh, we won't be. Oh, right, because we got 6 life back. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. So our plan is to next turn transform Brako. That is interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Earth Heirloom. You can only play creatures, right? Yeah. Another Dread Knight. So, but now in the form of the. Okay. Again, interesting. Not going to lie. We can Brako and then attack with Cecil and Cecil. But I'm fairly certain he would just like well, Brako will be huge, so that might be an idea. So let me go with that, and I'll just attack with those 2. That is indestructible, and that will give me 6 life. So I can block here so that he can draw again next turn. He can block here, but then he loses demon, which is worse for him. Or he can double block there, and I will just transform Cecil next turn, which is not like super terrible. Oh, I won't transform Cecil because I will. I always forget that I'm gaining so much life with the other version of Cecil. So, ooh, shoot the sheriff is actually pretty good. I'm going to just pass turn, and I'm going to see what our opponent plays. Because shoot the sheriff, I will. If he doesn't play any demons, I will just shoot the sheriff that demon wall. Okay, and all the annex. Now if he opens it, which I'm pretty sure he can, he's gonna play that one again. I'm pretty certain. We can just risk it, man. We have 16 life. Lumbering World Wagon. That's a crazy ass card. Demon Wall. That's definitely not an outlaw. So maybe we can win this turn. Because this will trigger. He will lose 4 life. I think. 7. And we got a Villainous Wrath. So I think we have enough. Yeah, exactly. That was great. That was fantastic, actually. That was a real showing, not of the deck, but what Cecil is capable of doing, you know? Cecil transformed can do a lot of good for us, you know? Other attacking creatures gain indestructible, plus it has lifelink. The bad part about this matchup was when he Maelstrom pulsed our 2 Innkeeper's Talent, which would make our creatures huge, but it was enough to give us a 6/6, and we were lucky enough to actually have a good amount of removal as well. a bitter triumph, shoot the sheriff. We also had a strategic betrayal, plus the villainous wrath. Like, let's say, for example, if our opponent had enough to block Brako, which is very difficult because it's a 7/6 with trample. Instead of that, I could have just, let's say, you get 5 or 6 creatures on the battlefield. I would have attacked with all of my things. You would have to block, and villainous wrath would probably finish up the job. Pretty decent. Let's get into another one. So 2 wins in a row in the video. Let's see if Askaroth will the virtue will will serve us our first loss. I think I'll keep this. It's not like the best hand you could get. I would trade one of the Cecils with removal for sure, but that just made it a little bit better. And I think this is usually like red and green rule, I think. So I think I'm gonna go with Llanowar Elves first, because I kind of don't want Cecil to die immediately. And this might be black, and this might be Gruul as well. No, okay, that's fine. I will take the 3, obviously. More land is definitely not what we wanted to see, so we'll play Cecil. Cecil will be enough. He cannot block, so I'll attack. Cecil will be enough to block one of his creatures, hopefully. If not, next turn Vigo will be coming in, or I can even put the other Cecil on the battlefield. If not, Vigo will be coming in. I will block there, and I will take that 3. I do not want to, and more land. That's exactly what I want. That is the dumbest. I do not want to. Yeah, why not? Who cares? We are almost there in terms of reaching that. I'll obviously just take 3 because the Cecil life gain will be very important for us. But I sense our opponent has something up his sleeve. 2 screaming nemesis. Okay, so I cannot do anything about that. I kinda need to. Ooh, Brako is good. So I can attack with everything and then just villainous wrath. Not everything, those 2, and then just villainous wrath. We will go down to 2 though, which is not great. I will miss you forever. So I can just attack with Vigo as well. I'm a little confused actually, but I cannot let 2 screaming Nemesis. I will attack with both just because Cecil will get transformed. God damn it, man. This is rough. Yeah, I have to do that. Unfortunately, I will lose everything, but let's hope he doesn't have another screaming nemesis. But even if he did, okay, fear of missing out, doesn't have haste. He might have one of those where, what's it called, that will fire weaker folk, and if that's the case, then we're done for. Okay. Let's see if there's a chance of survival here. And we're gonna go with Brako, obviously. He might have just something to go straight to the face, you know what I mean? So far so good. Does this need to attack? Oh, it needs to deal damage. Okay. That kinda sucks. I will definitely block. Should I? I'll block with Cecil. That's an insane thing that I'm doing. Okay. Okay, that's... I mean, he dies. I need to look at that and be like, that's fine. You know? Unfortunately, that's what I need to do. and I'm not gonna attack. Obviously, I'm just gonna keep chilling. I really don't know what to do here. I'm only on 3 life, and it's gonna be very difficult to gain life. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go with Brako immediately. Kill it, kill that thing, and block there. Unfortunately, okay, we got something. I guess. I guess we got something. I guess you can say that, but still not what I want. I don't even know what I want. I think that's the biggest issue here. I'm not gonna attack. Like, if he gets a screaming nemesis, we're done for. Okay. Oh my god, really? Let's see if this is enough. It is enough. Okay. I think we survived this one. This was crazy, man. But I think we kind of maneuvered the deck pretty well, the game pretty well. I mean, we got the win thanks to Ouroboros basically, and you know, those two screaming nemesis almost killed me. That was crazy. Villainous Wrath took our opponent to 10 life, and then in the next couple of turns it was just survival mode, survival mode, survival mode. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of spot removal. As you could see, we had nothing actually, but Ouroboros just and Popatch Recruit just went a lot. Like, our opponent could block just one creature. He also got like 2 lands, so we were lucky, but I also think we kind of maneuvered our game, like the lack of life we had, the screaming nemesis threat, etc., pretty decently. So hey, let's get into another one, man. Losses against 2 green landfall decks, which, you know, it's just a coincidence, I'm sure. First game, completely mana flooded. Completely. We drew 4 lands in a row. Second game, completely minus screwed. And I'm gonna keep this just because we can play Llanowar Elves and we have Frenzied Ballast and try and hold on until we get the black. But you know, this is magic. This is the magic that people don't want to admit that exists. This is the Magic Arena that exists more often than not. And yeah, see, this is what people, like I said, don't want to admit happens constantly. But that's fine. We have 4 cards in hand that need black, and we had we're gonna keep drawing them most likely. Okay, so this is gonna be the reanimate attack, which means, and we got another black source. No mana again, but every single card we have in hand needs black, and that's literally what we own. So let's see if the game gives us the black we need now. Any we have 4. Okay, we're gonna get a Blooming March. That was good. Will not complain about that. Let me think about what to do, because I can kill that one. Just keep attacking. Put well, put nothing, right? Actually go with this and attack with the Frenzied Ballast. It will most likely block, I would say. Well, let's see. Trying to get ready for the next couple of turns. So if he blocks, Brako gets still get dealt 1, and Brako gets now we got the 4th land, which is pretty decent as well. We can get another black source. Nice. Fantastic. We could use a strategic betrayal though, because he literally got the card he needed. Wheel of the Forgotten. I need to discard the card. I guess Dark Confidant, even though that draws me more. Cecil maybe? Yeah, I can discard Cecil, because that way if we get a Vigo we can play it and go get it back. Jesus Christ, brother. We're definitely gonna be forced to keep the Shoot the Sheriff open. I could have Brako, but yeah, but the sheriff needs to be open. Gonna connive. I will not shoot the sheriff that card, obviously. Does he have another land, or did he play it already? Need to exile a creature, one more elf. And my graveyard. Well, I don't really do a lot with my graveyard, so I'm not like super worried. And now all we get is land. That's crazy. That is a beautiful card. Finally. So I'll immediately do that. Immediately do that. Immediately do that. Finally. I will not play Brako still. And we got the win. That was a top deck of the event, just so that Magic Arena could pat me on the back and apologize for the last 2 games and have this one. That strategic betrayal was the best card by a mile against this opponent. He already had 2 Ardins, Bringer of the Last Gift, Terror of the Peaks, another Bringer of the Last Gift, a Steam Core Scholar, and a Mob Lookout that he could bring back from the graveyard and our quote-unquote, well, not quote-unquote, just copy with the Cavallero, I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. But we kept Shoot the Sheriff open just in case he would put this and copy most likely Arden, I would assume. We also had enough mana for Villainous Wrath next turn, so not too shabby. Or if you hear noises, I'm just closing my window. There's some dude with a bike outside just revving it like crazy. Well, I can't just start in town and Cecil, like, I'm not gonna do anything else. We're playing with someone that's playing with black, so that's up. I'm going to assume Shoot the Sheriff is going out. Either that or Innkeeper's Talent, one or the other. Okay, that does make a lot of sense. So I will Innkeeper's Talent, because next turn we can either Frenzied Ballot or Cecil and start using the Innkeeper's Talent ability. If our opponent doesn't do anything, it's because he has removal, and in that case we will most likely just play Cecil. Yeah, our opponent definitely has removal, so Cecil, and well, we could actually just go with both. I doubt he has removal for both, so that way you can choose what to kill. I'll put it there. Now he has a choice to make between not taking 3 and killing the 3/4. Okay, so he chose to take 3 either way. I don't know, I find that kinda odd, but still, that doesn't change the fact that our opponent took 3 when he actually didn't need to. I will one of our elves, play another land, and just do this. Does not really matter at this point. Autoboroid obviously is a fantastic card, but if I don't have another creature ready to attack, it's very difficult for me to actually utilize its abilities to the fullest, so we will see what happens. Okay, so our opponent's completely tapped out. A Frenzied Ballot right now would be amazing. I can also do this. I think I'll chill a little bit on that. I will not Autoboroid, I will just do this and pass turn. I do not know what our opponent is playing still except control. That's all I know. Okay, that's annoying. But of course our opponent would have that. Mm, I don't even know what I want, to be fair. This. I want this. I definitely want this. 100% this. This is good. He will kill one of his... Yep, that's fine. I'll still get that back. I will play it next turn. Depending on, what we get, obviously. Dark Triumph. Bitter Triumph, I mean. I don't know where I got the Dark Triumph from. I'm gonna Ouroboros. He definitely has more removal, so let him utilize it. I'm just sitting here with my hands on my pants, not doing anything. Waiting for a Vigo would be amazing right now. Not gonna lie. Okay, all the land in the goddamn world and the Liliana. We can take out Liliana, and we can take out the other one, Deep Cavern Bat. So, Peter Triumph. I will. Do I have another Through the Omenpaths? I don't. I'll play 3 life, kill Liliana. Now shoot the Sheriff on the Deep Cavern Bat, which is a risk, but this will it's basically a board wipe, so he's attacking. We got Brako. Brako is good. He definitely has some. I will Brako. Screw it. Our opponent definitely has something. Okay, I will end turn. This is a strange matchup, so he's going to Virtue maybe? No, gaining life. And he's playing the Tragic Trajectory. Okay. Kinda weird. I would have gone with Virtue of Persistence, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna risk this. Why not? You know what I mean? Maybe he will get everything he needs. Okay. So let me... I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. He will lose everything he has on his graveyard, but I did not do the math. Clearly did not do the math on this one. I have no idea how this went to a 33-35, but I'm not gonna complain. We got the win. Ouroboros, fantastic. We played against a very controlled deck. 2 Deep Cavern Bats, 2 Bitter Triumphs, 1 Shoot the Sheriff, Momentum Breaker, Tragic Trajectory, Liliana Dreadhorde, and Virtue of Persistence. Basically all removal, and some things serve other purposes as well, but we literally one-shotted our opponent that didn't really do anything else except kill every single thing we tried to play. We gained a little bit of life with the Deep Cavern Bats, but clearly it wasn't enough, so let's see if we can wrap this up with a rank up. The Drew you. What? Let's see if a rank up would be beautiful, and Descent seems very good for that. I will Cecil actually. I have no idea where our opponent is playing. So if you remove Cecil for some reason, we will have enough for a Vigo whenever we get the chance to, get the mana. fine. We're gonna try and Lano our elves and just pass the turn there. This will probably be what? Vivi, maybe the Vivi deck. So strategic betrayal, I think that's the name, will be very important. Okay, we just got Gloomy March. I will Cecil. You block. I will pass turn for now. Like, this is a difficult matchup for me, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what our opponent is playing. I'm pretty sure it's the Vivi deck. But yep, here he is. Or here it is. And just immediately try and destroy it. In this case, not try, succeed, because of course. I will play Brako. And I'll attack with both because I want threats on the battlefield. And again, if our opponent, for example, kills Cecil, we have one in hand, or you know. I would not mind another Shoot the Sheriff, Peter Triumph. Okay, ask and you shall receive, I guess. Plus we get that, and we got the win. That was not gonna complain. We got the rank up as we needed, so we're in gold tier 1. I think this is a pretty good place to leave the video. I'm gonna say we were a little bit lucky. Of course, the draws, you know, we asked for a Shoot the Sheriff, and the game just decided to, okay, you deserve this. So I'll definitely take the Shoot the Sheriff, don't get me wrong. He would have taken 5, 7, 8, which is not that terrible. He would have gone to 7 life. That's for a deck like this. He could come back from that, but I think he was a little bit mana screwed. Even though he has the same amount of mana as us, we had a lot of our elves and stuff like that, which helped a little. But we had one final thing to hopefully next turn close out the game, but our opponent could just have a very explosive turn and make things very difficult for us with the Vivi deck, which not easy to play against or with. It's a complicated deck, but pretty decent way to finish out the gameplay portion of the video. Let's get into the final thoughts. So, final thoughts, everyone. What can I say? The deck performed pretty well. I know we're not like super high ranked, and a lot of you will not really enjoy the video because of that, but you gotta understand the game is for everyone. Some people are just starting out now. Sometimes you gotta start from the bottom, and I haven't been playing that much ranked, so you saw 6 games, 6 wins. We had, I think, 2 losses in between those. 2 losses in a row, maybe 3, I don't really remember, but the deck performed pretty well. Brako is a very good addition to this deck. I think it works tremendously well because every time your opponent loses its biggest creature, and we all know that landfall is very prevalent in this meta, Brako gets a counter. Already is a 4/3. Just for 3, we trample. He is a threat the moment he gets in the battlefield. Then you add cards like Innkeeper's Talent and Ouroboros to make Brako and other creatures, obviously, but Brako even bigger, and he can definitely do the job for you. You have fantastic cards in Cecil that offers protection, it offers an offensive threat, and later in the game when you have a little bit of life, it offers lifelink as well, and gives indestructible to your other attacking creatures. Paw Patch Recruit, we all know what this card can do. This is probably the card I would switch. Like, you have already a lot of things that can take life away from you, like Dark Confidant, Peter Triumph sometimes, Multiversal Passage, and Starting Town. They all can take life from you, so also Cecil. Cecil is probably one of the biggest life drainers you have in this deck. So losing X amount of life, you know, against some decks, that's fine. They're low to the ground, just wide, and you'll lose 1 or 2 life, maybe 3. Against a lot of matchups, it's not the card that you want. So that's why I have Villainous Wrath here. Villainous Wrath is probably better than 0 Point Ballad, but really, I think you'll probably be better off just changing 0 point palette to another board wipe. Apart from that, the deck works pretty well, man. Can't really complain. You'll get some rank ups. You'll probably stagnate or even drop down if you get to. I'm going to assume this will get you halfway to platinum, and then you'll have to probably change to another deck. But if you're lower in the ladder and you want to have some fun with a different kind of deck, this one works pretty well, and I would advise you to at least try it and see if you can I don't know, maybe improve it or something like that. So this was the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We're close to the 300 sub goal. That would be amazing to hit by the end of October. This is the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Let me know the changes that you made. Let me know if you tried it out. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.